What is going on, chat? Fire me the fuck up. BTL episode 134 piece. Happy Thursday. How we doing? We're back. We're back. Back to Twitter. We're back. I didn't know Elon was a fucking Yankee fan. Now we know. Now we know. Add him to the list. Oh, there he is.
Arrived.
What's up, Beast?
What's up?
How we doing?
Doing great. I actually got to sleep in for a second today, which is awesome.
Sure.
Awesome. Still had a little group meeting though, because we got projects and stuff, but is what it is. Nice.
Yeah,
nice
we've got
live piss.
We've got a project of our own we need to work on. It's called the BTL Squad Ride, and we've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, we need to cook.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. We've got some work to do. Yes, guys, I saw the Dan Schneider comments. It's something we don't already know. Dan Schneider participated in Commander's toxic work culture and obstructed inquiry. Shocker from the U.S. House Committee report. I could have told you that. Anyone could have told you that with half a brain. Dude sucks. Nothing new. Nothing new. Hope you guys hit some bets yesterday. I sure as hell didn't hit enough. We've got some work to do. We will go over NBA and NHL briefly. And then we've got a very small college basketball slate we can dive into as well. Go over some college basketball weekly takeaways today. And then obviously the squad rides, which we're going to spend a little more time on today because it's got to hit. It's got to hit.
Not the best slate to do it on, but
we don't have a goddamn choice.
Gotta find it.
How about that Towson 3 at the end of the game to cover? Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Towson Tigers. Let's fucking go. We might have gotten blessed a little bit on that 3, but to be honest with you, they were dominating and winning that entire game, so they deserve to cover. Got absolutely crushed in a couple second halves last night, but that's okay. We move. We move.
We do.
All right. All right, let's go over some NBA real quick. Only 3 games. The Heat have moved from -4 to -5.5. Is that catching your eyeball? Or is that going to be everyone's out for the Clippers because they're pussies and nobody plays?
I mean, it's a good question. That's why I just generally avoid pretty much all Clippers games. It's always the same story.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. The Heat just generally get a lot of respect if it's a line kind of in that range. The only time I really like to play them is when they're like 10 plus against some certain team or if they're a favorite for kind of no reason. But I don't believe Jimmy's playing, which is interesting if this line was moving with that. So I'm not really sure. I don't love playing the Clippers off of the Magic loss yesterday either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if Lowry's out too, Lowry and Jimmy both not playing and it's moving, there's got to be something going on the other side.
Yeah. Hero's game time. Struce's game time. Everyone's game time. Everyone's questionable. I'll go ahead and stay off that one. No, thank you, sir. And then we got the shit bowl, Rockets versus Spurs. You betting anything on that? If you are, call the number.
Yeah, probably call the number. I'm good.
Okay. And then we're seeing Portland flip from +1 to -1 tonight against Denver. It's interesting, but it's still Portland. I think they're still a little overrated, overhyped after a decent start. I think that team kind of sucks, but that's an interesting flip right there against the Nuggets. I don't hate Portland. That's probably, if I had to take one NBA bet today right now, I'd probably take Portland.
Yeah.
No,
not wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
You think Micah Parsons took it too far on Twitters, or do you think he was just using his brain and being smart and saying things that he believed in?
I didn't even see it. Oh, what was the story with that?
He's talking about the whole Brittany Griner thing and how he thinks it's ridiculous that they left, the military guy and brought over some chick back who hates the U.S., that type of stuff. There's 100 different opinions and sides of it. We're not going to get into the politics of it, but wish everybody could come back home, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, people are petty and we can't. So it's big. But crazy trade. Crazy trade. But yeah, Portland would probably be my lean, -1, but I really don't want to bet NBA, at least until the lineups come out confirmed, because you never know. You never know with these teams.
Yeah.
You never know with them. Tried to be sharp and fade the Bruins last night. Next thing you know, we're in pass. That didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not no problem with it. We'll play it every time.
That didn't work.
No problem with it.
Okay. Well, how about there's 5 games today? Any of these ones sticking out?
Yeah, I mean, certainly.
St.
There's a
Louis,
couple.
maybe?
Yeah, I mean, shout out anybody who's still in here from the Gens live stream, because I was in there trying not to pay attention to the group meeting, just listening to it. And they're talking about this game, and somebody was in there saying, "Go donate to St. Jude's." It was a real comment. Go donate to St. Jude's instead of betting the Blues today. So I mean that alone gets me in, but a couple that I'm eyeing, I would say, for I guess price range reasons, but also just plays period. The Red Wings are sitting at that +1.5 price range. The Panthers, they have Barkov back now, so that's a reason for that line coming up to -210, -215. Which DeGen did make a good point that it is kind of a big price for the Panthers, but I'm going to take that as a kind of a Barkov tax. He's coming back in that lineup, and maybe they expect him to play better, but I'm still going to take the 1.5. A couple of teams that were in it, the Senators against the Stars were part of it, and that line's starting to get shorter. Seeing the Stars come down to -195. I like the Senators. I think I'm just going to go money line there. I think this is a plenty good spot for them. They've actually been pretty decent on the road these last few games, despite overall playing not great. And Ottinger's back in net. I don't know why he's been starting so many games here. I think at some point it's just all going to fall apart. And I think today's the day. That's probably my favorite play. Just non-system, nothing else considered. I like the Sens money line.
Sens Malskis.
Yeah, and I really was looking to fade the Lightning with the Preds too. But Brian Elliott is starting instead of Vasi, and that line kind of reflected that, so I'm off that. But I think there's a lot of live dogs today, so I wouldn't be scared for some plus signs.
You're not fearing the plus signs today?
No. I mean, I could make a legitimate case for, I think, every single dog on the board.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Squares have been cleaning up the last couple of days, so it's our turn to eat. It's our turn to eat today.
In hockey, it always has to stretches. It's one of the chalkiest sports, so you got to pick your spots, and today I think is a pretty good spot to pick. Okay.
Shout out Delta Boy for calling both Boston teams yesterday. Correct. Good call, bro. Good call. All right. We've got Thursday Night Football tonight. Are we getting Baker Mayfield? Is he playing in this fucking game?
It's a game time decision thing as far as I know. I mean, for me, it really doesn't change too much of anything. I'm still going Rams.
Okay. Are you betting him now? Or are you waiting? What are you doing? What's your game plan for this? Because I don't know. I mean, if Baker gets ruled in, I guess they would move to a shorter dog, I guess, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't move. Maybe they're just going to give him 7 either way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly want to keep an eye on it. I'm going to wait just because I'm really interested to see which way that line moves depending on the decision, whether it's Wolford, Perkins, or Baker, or whatever it may be. I have no idea what the situation is. And it's got up to 7, I think, as a reflection of kind of that uncertainty. So I have no clue. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how it moves. I think this is a really good spot to fade the Raiders. And I'm sorry to say that, but coming off of this massive win, I think this is the game that they kind of come out and disappoint, whether they lose outright or what. Because I do think some of these couple games coming up, the Patriots and the Steelers, I think those are kind of the games where I see them get going, because it's not really a spot where everybody's going to expect them to roll. I think those are going to be pretty short spread games, kind of similar to the Chargers, and I would be fully down to go with that. Take the Rams today.
Okay. I think Baker might play. It's looking like he's going to be active. And I feel like he wouldn't be active if he's not going to play.
Yeah.
And it's Sean McVay who thinks and knows he's smarter than everyone else. So I'm sure he thinks and knows that he can get Baker, ready to play within a week, right? Yeah. Sean McVay, he's a genius, right? He's the best coach ever. He's undefeated, right? Mm-hmm. It's been a bad year for Sean McVay and Sean McVay stance, to be honest with you. It's been a bad year for them. I don't know if I'd say I'm a McVay stan. Definitely not after this year. I think I'd probably put my loyalties. If I could pick a young coach right now, I'd pick Mike McDaniel, but wouldn't we all? Right? I mean, what we've seen out of Miami down there, it's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
God, man, how about the Padres? We got to talk about it. How about the Padres having infinity money and just offering everyone everything? What is good? Apparently, they offered Judge $1 bazillion too, and he said no. They just got Man. He's going to San Diego. That's pretty fresh. But damn, they're just offering every single player. Are they even looking into who they want or who'd be a good fit? Or are they just looking at the stats from last season and offering, a ton of money to these players? Like, I don't even understand how they're getting these coins. I don't get it.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's impressive. They offered Trey Turner too. Yeah. Cody's saying they offered Trey a ton of money too. And he said no.
Yeah. I mean, they're desperate. That's simply what it is. They're absolutely desperate for talent. They're desperate for pieces. They're just trying to do the same thing that the Dodgers are doing, and a lot of Padres fans and fans of other teams just hate, and they're becoming the same team. It really is just all desperation, and I don't like that contract whatsoever. It's not even just I think it's an overpay, but 11 years to a guy up to age 41 with a no trade clause, where you already have a guy in the middle infield that's kind of the face of your franchise. Surely that's not going to bite them in the ass, right?
Well, I think it presents the opportunity for Tatis to maybe get another fresh start here, is what I'm thinking. I think Tatis might be getting a little bit of a fresh start. I think Tatis might find his way on another team.
I can see that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I can see that.
Maybe they move him to the outfield, like people are saying in chat. Maybe they move him to second base. But maybe they don't fuck with them, because that's kind of how it seemed last year. It kind of seemed like they don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
What's an overpay when there's no cap? I mean, yeah, I guess, but also, they don't have infinity money, and there's also luxury taxes, right? So
yeah, there's not like you can't just spend whatever. Like, you're gonna end up paying those luxury taxes, and like Ollie's saying, there's a soft cap. It's also like, regardless of if there's a cap or not, in theory, you're not just going to pay everybody. You're not going to go out and sign DeGrom once you have a Tatis contract, a Machado contract, a Bogarts contract, whatever it may be.
Well, they're going to try.
Yeah, they're going to try, and they're going to fail.
They're trying.
Holy fuck. Teams pay the luxury tax and move on. I mean, how does that work for the Yankees?
Yeah.
A lot of rings. The evil empire has been dormant for 10, 20 years.
Yeah. You can't just buy your team. Sorry, I'm looking at a fruity text.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Go ahead.
This is poetic.
Go ahead.
So I won't read it specifically, but Fruity's getting some messages about some DMs that he's getting. And you know what every single play is that he says? The Jets money line against the Blues.
Looks like I'll be on the St. Louis Blues today, huh?
Yeah. Didn't even need any type of convincing after seeing in the Jet stream.
Where is that line? Is that line really humming towards Winnipeg this quickly, or was that early movement? I can look.
I have no clue. I didn't check that, but I think
I'll look.
Yeah. I think initially Benner was supposed to be in net. Now it's Grice. That could have something to do with it. I don't know. Neither of them are great, but
yeah, it looks like around 6 a.m. there was a move. Let's see. It's kind of been moving, bro. It's a little scary. I mean, it could have been the goalie change. It's looking like at relatively the same time, this early this morning, Winnipeg kind of flipped from minus 105-ish to plus 105-ish. So I'm assuming that's, if that's consistent across a couple of the books I just looked at, I'm assuming that's probably when they found out about the goalie situation. I'm hoping. And if that's the case, all go on St. Louis. But
Yeah,
I prefer not to see all that movement, but I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I mean the Jets are also won 6 of 8. I mean, keep that in mind too. The Blues have not been great, to say the least.
Perry, bro, I wish we were spending money too, man, but you got to be smart. You got to be smart. You can't just buy, the best player and assemble them onto a team. It doesn't work. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah,
it kind of worked for the Dodgers. It kind of worked for them, but it took them, 10 stabs at it.
There we go. That's it right there. Buchnevich, Pavel, and Notori Krug either. That's the reason.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right. Okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind the Blues. That's disgusting, but I could do it. All right. Let's go back to Thursday Night Football. You got to read in this total.
No, this total's weird, and it's really hard for me to kind of think about how this total. I mean, this game too, but especially the total of how it's going to play out with a questionable quarterback situation. Because I do think the Rams, like with Baker in, it's going to be a lot more vanilla play call. Because I mean, realistically, you can talk about how a guy's going to prepare and come into the team, and obviously there's things in place for them to kind of learn the playbook quick. But it's been a couple days. Realistically, when a guy comes in, it's going to be vanilla. It's going to be a lot of generic. Run game is going to be a big feature part, which is not very good. And the Raiders' run defense isn't great by any stretch of the imagination. But it's going to be a much different game depending on who's in. And yeah, this is I don't know if you saw.
I wonder if they're going to actually use Kyren Williams today, because McVay just decided not to last week when I started him in fantasy, and now I'm not in the playoffs. So thanks, McVay.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
No, probably not. I've seen him a million times today already. The backup
could be the Cam Akers show again.
Just could be. There also is a boost I saw for the Raiders to score first. So
sure.
Be seeing that one.
I could see it like it was yesterday. Same thing the fucking Colts did. They go down and they kick like a 50-yard field goal, get the game started. And then they lose by 50, right? Yeah. I could see that. I'm also seeing the Lions just pull back from -2.5 to -2. So I'm currently shitting my pants. That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm probably going to be on the Rams too. I mean, you guys know I've been a Raiders slurper the last couple of weeks, saying they're going to make the playoffs. I have a bet on them to make the playoffs. I still think they win this game. I think it's going to be close. I think they win this game and they don't cover. And there's a 7-point threshold. So let's fuck the middle. Let's hit it. I'm in. I'll be on the Rams here. Like we talked about last week, though. What did I say last week? And it's probably going to happen. Last week I said Rams cover this week. Rams win the next week. Rams covered that week. Now we're on to this week. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
It would be very good for the NFL, I think, if Baker Mayfield on prime time tonight can just pull a win out of his ass and give them something to talk about. That's what they're rooting for. That's the storybook that the NFL's rooting for, right?
Yeah. There's a couple squares that would certainly give me some Raiders hesitation. I'm not going to lie to you.
No.
AKA, check out Derek Carr's passing touchdowns for one.
Dude.
That's a greened out goblin at 1.5.
Dude.
We got Devontae Adams, who's leading touchdown odds at -150 after still hanging his receiving touchdown square on Prize Picks.
Wait, who is this? Adams?
Devontae Adams, yes.
Oh no.
And I think his yards are probably a touch low too, now that I look at it.
No.
9.5 after going 126 plus last 4 or 5. It's interesting. It's giving me some hesitation for sure.
You think his yards are even a spec low too? I mean, he's pretty green. He's coming off a 175-yard game.
I mean, yeah, it's a question of like how high can you really put it.
Holy smokes.
I don't know. Again,
they didn't put it in the 90s, and I know for a fact Cooper Kupp was getting his prop put in the 90s when he was dominating.
Yeah, I mean, he's going against Jalen Ramsey though, which he hasn't been good, but still carries some name. And yeah, I mean,
shocker.
There's going to be.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Can't even imagine.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about another line that's low,
I can see that like it was yesterday, bro. What else is low? What are you saying?
I think Josh Jacobs is a little low too.
Dude.
It's an 87.5, which again, how high can you really put it? But I mean, he's coming off of 144, 229, and 109. Granted, against run defenses that are not great, except for the Broncos. You came off a 109 against the Broncos. Great defense all around. So I'm not really sure. It's sounding the alarm a little bit.
Yeah, that's not good. You might lose this goddamn game outright. Are there any? How about the Rams props? I'm assuming they don't have any QB props up, but
yeah,
are there any Rams props that are making you think this one could be an under game, making it think that it could be a shit game from both sides? What are we thinking?
There's a lot of receivers up for the Rams today. I'll say that. So they have the normal suspects of Van Jefferson, Higbee, and then Skowronek, who his line's super high. That's another question. But then they also have a bunch of these low guys today, which one of them is Kyron Williams, which is the court prop of the day. So sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then they also have Tutu Atwell and Brendan Powell up, which I don't think I've ever seen those guys up outside of maybe once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
For Tutu Atwell too, really interesting. They also have him up for receiving targets, which is
I'm looking at that right now. Why the fuck is it up?
Really strange. And I know he's gotten it that last game. He's got a little bigger part of the offense, which I don't know. It's hard to predict what the offense is going to look like with Baker if he ends up being the starter. But that prop and everything that's up for Tutu Atwell is super interesting. I don't know.
It's extremely interesting. Damn.
It's weird.
2-2.
Certainly a little weird.
I mean, we have no idea. Also, Van Jeffers is up for 3 receptions. He hasn't fucking hit that over ever. So
yeah,
interesting. His targets are 5.5 as well. He hasn't hit that. He's hit that one of his last 5. Weird.
Yeah, and I mean these 2 touchdown squares, whether it's Josh Jacobs or Devontae Adams, they're not both hitting. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no chance. No chance. Colorado State line moving like a train. Take a peek.
Their way or to Colorado?
Moving towards Colorado State, +6.5 to +4.
That sounds right then. Sounds right.
I'm off that game. Initially, Colorado -6.5 definitely caught my eye, but with that move back, no thank you. No thank you. Yeah. But there's definitely a couple CBB games we could talk about. We could talk about Iowa, being -4 against Iowa State. Although I've been doing some digging, it's looking like Chris Murray's a little banged up. We don't know if he's going to be playing. Apparently, he was in a boot yesterday. That's interesting. I mean, the line movement tells me he's not going to play, to be honest with you. Moving from -6.5 to -3.5, but now back up to -4. This line is bouncing around. I want to be on Iowa. I prefer Chris Murray to not play and this line stay here. If that's the case, I will definitely be on Iowa, and they'll probably be a POD. The Cyclones have been impressive so far, but that's some serious respect for an Iowa team coming off a bad loss. An Iowa team coming off of losing 2 of their last 3. That's some serious respect against a ranked 7-1 Iowa State team that's looked pretty damn good, if I'd say so myself. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it's super tough to bet on this team without Chris Murray, partially because I don't really know what their offense is going to look like. It's going to run, I guess, a lot through McCaffrey, which is a scary thought. But the one thing that does really scare me is the way that they're going to have to attack Iowa State. Without Chris Murray, they need somebody who can get to the rim. They don't really have that. Like, a lot of those guys are going to have to beat them on the perimeter, which is not only a tough place to beat Iowa State, but especially without Murray, like, nobody's going to stretch the floor. So, like, I guess honestly that makes me want to take Iowa a little more because it's a strange kind of situation. But I want to keep a very close eye on this line, and I guess what we hear throughout the day, because I don't think anybody wants to bet on Iowa after watching them against Duke. I don't think people realize how good Duke's defense can be. Like, it wasn't just Iowa and Chris Murray just being bad, and just it's just a whole different game plan. And Iowa State's defense, great too, but there are ways to get to them. We'll see.
Yep.
We know they opened at 6.5. Their best player.
Yeah, we know. We know. I wish we knew if he was going to play or not, but we're not going to know until 5 minutes before the game. It's so fucking annoying. All right. Yeah, shocker. Shocker, he's on Iowa State, +4 in all caps, I'm sure. Right. I also really like Minnesota at home against Michigan, +4.5. Any thoughts on that game?
I don't mind that. I don't mind that because I do think it's there's a couple things on Prize Picks that are very interesting to me. I don't know if I'm going to end up taking them, but when I look at this game, it's a lot of they're not going to be able to beat Hunter Dickinson on the inside because, I mean, put Dawson Garcia in there, whatever. He's not physical. He's just not good. I'm still forever on that train of Dawson Garcia is extremely overrated.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at this game, and it's kind of the same situation to Iowa. Like this team's going to have to beat them with the 3-ball. I mean, sure. You're going to have to beat them. I mean, I wouldn't say UConn is Michigan.
We're going to talk about UConn, and we're going to slurp them for a little bit in a minute. Keep going.
Yeah. So like when I look at this game, it says that people are going to have to beat them from the outside. And when I look at this game, the two first people that were up for 3-pointers today who have only been up, Jameson Battle has not been up for 3-pointers at all. And like it's not like they haven't hit these, but they haven't been listed for them. Jameson Battle has not been listed for them all year. Talon Cooper has only been listed for it once. And now both of them are on at the same time. So that, I mean, it's kind of telling me it's not a situation where, like, I guess Cooper hasn't hit it all that much, but Battle, since he's been back, has been shooting a little bit. So just those being up, I guess, kind of make me lean a little bit to they're going to have to shoot the 3-ball, and this is telling me they will. It's another question of will they do it well or not, but I think it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think that line's short. I'll be honest with you. I know Michigan's 5-3, and I know we know they're not that great, and they're coming off of 2 losses, but they also just play Kentucky and UVA, right? Those 2 losses don't even really count, in my opinion. Minnesota's coming off of 3 bad losses, and just isn't that good. Minnesota's just not good, right? Michigan has an incredible player, at least on their team, in Hunter Dickinson, and they should be more than -4.5, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they were -4.5 on the road to UNLV, who's is very good, but you're not going to get those type of lines that you get for UNLV for Michigan. And they were in that tournament too that we were on. Cal Baptist, they were underdogs in that game.
Yeah, I know Michigan's point guard is out. He's been out the last couple games, though. He's been out.
Yeah, he's been out.
And he's out. He's done. So sad. That's really bad for Dickinson because they've had some good chem. That's tough. That's tough for him. What about Rutgers, Ohio State? Ohio State laying 6.5 at home. They're ranked again, that cursed 25 ranked spot. Playing a 6-2 Rutgers team. Same record as Ohio State coming into town. Rutgers is coming off of the win of the century, right? Their huge win against ranked Indiana. Vibes have to be high. Ohio State, they've been doing their job. You know, they got 2 losses to 2 good teams in San Diego State and Duke. That even if they played their best ball, it'd be tough to win. And besides that, they've taken care of business. They've covered against shitty teams. They've done their job. Do I love this Ohio State team? No, I don't. I don't really like either of these teams. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not, in a rush to go bet them. But you got any thoughts on Rutgers going to Ohio State tonight?
Yeah, I don't really want Rutgers, to be honest with you. This is a team. Both of these teams, I would say, I don't really believe in, to be honest. And this is a spot where I'm probably going to try and find a good spot to live line Ohio State money line because I think the line kind of tells me that Rutgers is going to keep this one a little close. So I would lean taking Rutgers if anything, but this team is just so different on the road. And the inverse is true for Ohio State. So I think it's going to be a gritty game. Can Rutgers cover? I think it very well could hang around this number for quite a bit. So like I don't mind that, but I'm probably going to try and live line Ohio State ML.
Okay. All right. Interesting. You're going to try to live cheese when they go down? Are you going to try to live cheese early or late first half or early second half?
Yeah, I would think it would be late first half. It's not even like I think they're going to go down. I just think it's going to be pretty close. for a while, and then they kind of, I don't want to say pull away because it's not like they're going to go and win by 15, I don't think, but pull away in the sense that they get a lot closer to that 6.5 number. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a grimy game. I think it's going to be low scoring. I do like my man Marty brought up in the chat that under. I don't mind that at all. I think it's going to be a real grimy game. That's going to be, you can see 15-15 halfway or even further than halfway through that first half. It's like that's the kind of spot that I'm looking to see a little live line.
Okay. All right. Chad is begging for us to talk about the game of the day. People can't stop talking about it. Marshall versus Duquesne. Marshall versus Duquesne. Dude, I think I was a year early on this Marshall team. I was gassing them up all last year. All they would do was lose. Talked about how Tavion Kinsey has no business being on that team and how he should be playing in the Power 5 / that dude could probably play in the league at some point. He's so big and strong and fast and good. Looks like Marshall's finally playing some decent ball. They're sitting at 7-1, and they got to go travel to a pretty damn good, much improved Duquesne program, who's got one of the best mid-major players in the country, Day Grant, who transferred in from Miami of Ohio. This kid's been nothing but a bucket for this squad. He's been dropping 20 pieces left and right. But he's coming off his worst game, debatably as Duquesne's best player. He only had 11 points in his last game, shot 30% from the field. So coming off a bad game here, I'll be honest, I like Duquesne at home. I just think Marshall is maybe a tad fraudulent here. I haven't even looked at the splits. Do you have any thoughts on this game? And it's going to be pretty electric. Day Grant going against Tavion Kinsey, two really good guards, two of the best mid-major guards in college basketball.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going Marshall here. I can't do it. I mean, I've seen it a lot for one, but it's also this team is just, and I don't see a reason for this line to be this low. I like Duquesne, but at the same time, this is I think a big mismatch for them in terms of the perimeter. So like I would think that they would have the significant advantage. One prop that I certainly will be playing is Andrew Taylor under points. He is, like, everybody thinks about Kinsley, but this is the guy who I would say consistently every time I watch Marshall and when you look at all these box scores, this is the dude who just chucks. So when I see him get bumped down in every single like category, whether it's points, whether it's PRA, whether it's fantasy score, I think that's pretty significant to me. He's had 17 or more shots in every single game this year. And dude absolutely chucks. So when I see him come down to, I think it's 18.5 points, which he in the last couple games, he's been kind of hanging around that number. So he kind of either goes right under that or he's had a couple like 24, 26 games. But that's one that I love. And that kind of makes me think it's the Tavion Kinsey show. Is that going to be able to carry them? Don't really know.
Okay. Yeah, Marshall's definitely bigger for sure. Thought Marshall would be the favorite here. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The fact that Duquesne's moving opened up a favorite and they're moving is interesting to me. I lean Duquesne for sure, but I like that Taylor prop too. Kid thinks he's Steph Curry, a little white kid, jacks up threes.
It's another one of these props where it's a very deceiving chart.
I'm hip. You guys need to make sure you're checking box scores and checking, stats from recent games, doing search on ESPN or wherever, not just looking at the previous 5 bars charts on prospects. Okay. Because they only put up in the previous 5, they only put up, when they actually put them on prospects. And a lot of these guys aren't up every game, right? So you got to be careful. You got to do some research.
I don't even know if they do that though, because Andrew Taylor's been up. I've seen him up this season, and their most recent game is March 9th. So I don't know like what their rationale is. I thought that was the case until I saw this. I mean, Amani Bates too. Like his threes were up a couple of the games that he that weren't listed in the chart. So I'm really confused. But shout out him for that cardio session last night too.
DeGen saying he thinks that total is a spec high in Marshall Duquesne. I mean, they've been putting up points.
Yeah, I mean they
score.
Certainly 2 teams that can score. I think that line's pretty justified.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, I mean, if DeGen was to look at the splits for that total, it probably would surely not be on the under. Or not be on the over.
Right.
But
right. Are you giving a look to UMass versus UMass? UMass Lowell at UMass, the rivalry game of the century. People can't get enough of it. Are you taking anything in this game? I don't really lean much. I think UMass Lowell is the better squad, and UMass themselves are definitely trendy, but both teams have been on absolute fire, and I really don't feel like jumping in front of the fucking train and trying to snag UMass here. And I think UMass is a little trendy. I mean, they hit that game winner for us a couple weeks ago. They've got a really good point guard. Besides that, I really don't have much in this game. Do you have any thoughts?
Right here, I'll be on this under, and I'll also be on Koulibaly's under. So 2 kind of leading scorer Chuck guys. Which for that one, I think the Hammond one is super interesting because it's another Reddit out chart, but in a situation, I don't think I've ever seen 2 guys that are kind of the head of scoring for these teams in a situation like this both be bumped down. It's very strange. That's interesting too.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing that right now. I'm trying to piece that together, how that makes sense. It doesn't.
Doesn't really.
Doesn't. I might be back on UMass.
Yeah, just might have to. That's certainly interesting.
I'm doing some digging. Yeah, he's out. Holy smokes.
Ooh.
Holy smokes.
That's big.
Wow. And they're still the favorites? How are these splits looking? Everyone's betting on them still. Fuck.
Yeah. Still getting 70 plus.
Yeah.
But
okay. Yeah, George, I was joking about the rivalry game. I was just trying to get people juiced up. Okay. Yeah, that definitely piques my interest. I'm going to be watching that UMass line like a hawk. If Noah Fernandez is out, he's literally their only player. And if they're still the favorite and they're moving that way, that's very interesting to me. And I'm probably going to be on them. Straight up. You taking the Tommies today? I don't like the way the line's moving in that Tommies game. I wanted to take them potentially, but it's looking like our guy Specs at Montana State's about to be absolutely dominating this one.
Yeah, just maybe.
Bayo. You got a ball.
Yeah, I think this line is a little telling. I'm not going to go with Montana State, but I mean their team just has not impressed me, especially over the past couple weeks. I just don't think they're that good. I don't think they're that athletic enough to kind of hang with them. And sure, can they make the Tommies kind of play their game? Maybe. I don't think they're good enough to do that either, and kind of force that upon them. This Tommies team is just also just so bad, bad. I don't trust in them at all. So complete stay away from me.
TJ Week shooting clinic. Yeah, I mean, his fucking numbers got bumped up like crazy on Prize Picks. Not really shocked. He's probably going to be the guy for UMass today. Got to be. But I mean, come on, guys. We know that Fernandez is the guy on that team. Come on. He's got his ball in his hand every single possession. But yeah, college basketball slate today sucks. But what I like Iowa. I like Minnesota. And I'd probably like UMass now, and I like Duquesne as well. So I'll probably go with 3 of those and lock them in. They'll go 2-1, and we'll go about our day. All right? Stay posted. I have my Twitter back now, so you can actually know what I'm fucking betting on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of these college basketball stories going on real quick and give some respect where respect is due. Holy smokes, Colin Castleton absolutely melted last night and looked terrible, dudes. He looked terrible against Sonogo. Terrible. That's concerning. And, you know, he's been getting chirped for being, you know, weak. I mean, look at the guy. He's I've fucking had toothpicks thicker than his arms. Like, he's literally a twig, but he's 7 feet tall. He's obviously got to fill in, right?
Yeah.
That's an issue. I mean, whenever he's facing a sturdy big man, he's going to just get bodied, plain and simple. So good to know going forward. That's how it's always been with this kid, and that's how it's still going to be. Thought it would change this year, but Sonogo absolutely dominated him. He was just too big and fast. He was too big and fast. Very disappointed with that Florida team last night.
Yeah.
Packed arena, no energy, nothing. No offense. I was disappointed. UMass now -3 on DK. Really? Interesting. But yeah, I'm disappointed in Castleton, and I'm very, very, very impressed with UConn. Extremely impressed with UConn. They might go undefeated. They're not going to have another game this season where they're not the favorite. They're going to be the favorite in every remaining regular season game. Now, we both know there's going to be a game or two in there where they're a weirdly short favorite, and we're going to be on the other side, and they're probably going to lose, hopefully, right? But this team has every opportunity now to literally go undefeated for the regular season. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on UConn?
I mean, they're just good. Through and through. I mean, they're just solid. Like at every position, you can't really find many holes in their team. Like, yes, I guess you could say at times they're not the greatest shooting team, depending on who's on the floor and depending who shows up that particular day, because they do have some streaky shooters that come out and shoot the lights out. But there's just no holes in that team. They're really, really good. And Sonogo, honestly, I wasn't too impressed with Sonogo either, to be honest with you, in that game yesterday, which part of that was because of foul trouble. He was having trouble, I don't want to say, with Castleton, but having trouble certainly without fouling. So it's interesting. I don't think there's going to be many bigs to kind of challenge him in the same way that like a Castleton is going to. So especially in that weak Big East, so they're going to be set.
Yep. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen our guy Preston's YouTube video from the TCU game, fire, hilarious video. I posted a link in chat. All right, definitely give it a look, give it a like, give it a view. Hilarious, good vid, maybe his best one yet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you were in it. You were the star of the show. People forget.
Yeah,
Jovan was in that shit.
On that.
W tour guide, Jovan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Preston is hilarious. We need to help him with the bets, but content-wise, he's absolutely killing it. Kid's killing it. Okay. UMass Lowell is 10-0, winning second half spreads of games this year. Just a stat. That is interesting. That cannot continue, but that's interesting. Wow. All right. I want to talk about Zach Edey being the best player in college basketball real quick. Hit his points prop again last night. Great. Sure. Hit it by a couple points. That was beat. The dude is just so composed and he moves slow, and that's good for him. He's the only player in college basketball where I'm like, all right, slow down a little bit here, buddy, and just be a slow motion giant and just be a freak, because nobody could even stop you or get their hands up and get in your way. You're 7'4" and you're not even a human being. You're like a robot or something.
Yeah.
The guy is incredible. He's averaging 23 and 13. What's been the most impressive, in my opinion, is that now he's hitting his free throws, which is huge, because people, the way to get around playing this kid in the years past was just hackathon, just absolutely hacking left and right, put him on the line, and that gives you a chance. He's shooting 75% from the stripe, so you literally cannot. He hits enough free throws now where you can't just foul him to get away with it, right? The guy's a freak. He's the best player in college basketball right now, and I would not want to play him. If he played against Virginia Tech, I think he'd have 40 points. So respect to Zach Edey, respect to Purdue. They absolutely shit stomped on that team last night, just as we suspected. Shout out Zach Edey. Do you think anyone else in college basketball is better than him right now?
No. I mean, no. I think he's right now certainly the best big man, but I mean, he's the most dominant player, I think, right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like, yes, we've seen a lot of people in the chat saying that he's just big. He may have been in the past. He's not now. His footwork is so much better. His positioning is so much better. He knows how to use his body to get that positioning, and he's powerful. He's seeing a lot more dunks out of him because he's getting to the hoop in kind of a more efficient way. And yes, some of these games were certainly against the Hofstras, who are super small and run fast and are not great matchups for him, but he's done it against really good bigs too. So it's so dangerous, and this Purdue team's still so under talked about and underappreciated because they are really, really good. And if he's playing like this, I don't think any big man in the country wants to see Zach Edey.
No.
I don't think anybody does. It's scary.
Yeah, 100%. Dude's a freak, and the crazy part is he's a junior. So if he wanted to come back for another year and continue to develop, he could. Please don't. Yeah. Although he is good for college basketball, I guess he's awesome. So,
oh yeah,
plus 200 to win the Wooten Award. Next closest is plus 1,000. That makes sense. Krabs or Jovan, I'm in a football pick 'em. Rams are plus 5.5. Should I choose Raiders to win by more or Rams to cover that? If you have to take something in that game, I'd still take the Rams plus 5.5. Jovan?
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Yeah, sucks that the lines don't adjust in pick 'em pools like that. That blows. Yeah. Okay. What do you got? Any college basketball takes?
Oh man, I will say I was kind of in the same boat. Like, I'm really impressed by UConn, obviously. Not just what they did against Florida, but they've kind of put it together in ways. Been really impressed by Illinois. I think that's a team who I've seen. I'm worried about their consistency, but they've kind of continually, I don't want to say prove me wrong because I've believed in them, but they've shown it on a consistent basis. And they had a little slip up against Maryland, which is a really good team. So I'm not going to kind of hammer them for that. But with an Illinois team, that team specifically, I think they were in big need of a bucket getter. Like they had in years past, they had Io, who was a kind of a facilitator. They had a lot of guys who were just, I don't know, they're good facilitators of the offense. They run the offense well. They do whatever. Now they have a bucket getter in Terrence Shannon. Now they have guys kind of around him who are not scared to get a bucket either. I mean, look at, not that he's doing this every game, but Matthew Mayer. Where did that come from? Where in the
guy's been averaging 5 points a game for the last 2 years of his career, and then that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I will say he does things for not just like Illinois, but when he was with Baylor, he does so many things that do not show up on a box score. But now, if he's going out there and getting buckets too, and RJ Melendez getting a little more comfortable in the offense, I really like, even though he hasn't been incredibly fantastic, I guess, to start the year, I love Coleman Hawkins. I think he is an asset for that team with his switchability, with his just overall strength. He plays a little bigger than he is. It's just this team is really good, and I think they're all going to continue to get better and mesh well kind of in the next couple weeks, even leading up to like the gritty conference play. So I'm excited. I really like this Illinois team.
Okay. Thumbs up on Illinois. I don't think we can expect our guy Matthew Mayer to play like that every game.
No.
If he's back, I mean, that team is going to be one of the best teams in the country. But let's see him run that back again.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason that I like the team so much is because it's not just like you look at it and you're like, okay, Terrence Shannon is that guy. Maybe Melendez on a given day, but like Terrence Shannon is the guy. But when you look at how they've played in some of these games they've been in, they have a lot of just those guys who can go out there and have a performance like that on any given day. So it's scary. It's them. It's a team like Tennessee, who I also really love. They have a lot of guys. Their defense is absolutely great. I think we all got scared, and myself included, after that Colorado game. Kind of sounded the alarms, and I think we're going to start looking back on that and think it's just a fluke, because I think this Tennessee team is really good, and they're going to be a force in the SEC.
Yes, agreed. Unfortunately, picks with Drisk, we do have to talk about Trevor Basile being out for the year for Auburn. That's really, really tough. He was getting going and was one of their best scorers, honestly, this season so far. It's early, but that's a huge hit for them. Also, Marcus Sasser left his last game with an eye issue, so keep your eyes, no pun intended, on that. I don't know when the heck he's going to be back. I don't think that one's as serious, though.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say I'm sounding the alarm with them, but I'm worried a little bit about Houston, just a bit.
You're worried about their offense, aren't you?
I'm certainly worried about their offense because their defense is going to carry. It's going to keep even if they're struggling offensively, which they have been plenty of times, it's going to keep them in the game. But I'm not seeing the consistency, whether it's from Sasser. I mean, Sasser has had some very bad shooting games. And a lot of that, he's been kind of battling injuries, I guess, prior to like the whole eye thing, completely unrelated. But some of these other pieces, I mean, they're getting the job done enough, but like I really expected a lot more from Jamal Shed and Tremont Mark, and they really haven't been doing what I've expected to or expected them to over the course of the season. Like they're just super inconsistent. They're either going out there and dropping, 15 or they're absolute ghosts. So that really, really, really scares me. And it's like, yes, picks with Tris is absolutely right. A lot of this is because it's just a lot of ISO ball. They're relying on guys to just win one-on-one matchups, and they can't do that. So they're struggling at times, and that's why I think I would honestly be really scared of them on Saturday against Alabama. They are at home, and that's going to be a scary game for an Alabama team that's been defending really, really well. And especially if there's no Sasser, I don't know what the story is with that. I think Alabama could go out and win that game on the road.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Alabama could go out and give anybody 80 any given night. I don't care how good your defense is. That team is scary. Nasty. Yes, the House did just release the Dan Schneider report. Turns out he's a piece of shit. Yeah, we already knew that, unfortunately. So, okay. I've got another comment here. Kyle Filipowski, we already talked about him briefly, I think, yesterday, but this kid might be the freshman of the year. At this rate, he is absolutely holding it down. Jovan, I looked into Duke's stats. You were not kidding when you said he's keeping this team afloat the other day. I mean, Dariq Whitehead's still only playing, 10, 15 minutes a game coming back from his injury. Nothing special yet. And then Derek Lively really just simply hasn't done much. Been pretty disappointed with him. Proctor, the same. Really hasn't been that special. So, they're also not playing these kids a bazillion minutes. I think for a reason. It's not rocket science. These kids are freshmen. And they're going to start getting serious minutes, as the season goes on. But definitely a little disappointing overall, I'd say, for Duke's freshman class so far. But Filipowski is legit, and he's keeping that team afloat. And he's one of the best big men in college basketball. He's 6'11", 6'10", whatever. But he plays like he's 7'4", 7'3". He plays big. He reminds me a little bit of Tyler Hansborough. Sorry, he does. Kid's got heart, and he plays bigger than he is. That kid's I could see him being the type of kid that stays in college for a little while. Straight up.
I can see
He's
that.
a beast.
He's a beast.
What else you got? Anything else for college basketballs?
I mean, nothing major. I would say, I don't want to keep beating the drum, but watch out for the Frogs. And after watching SMU last night in person, respectfully, it's not even a spite bet. It's not even a fan bet. There's no number that can talk me off of TCU against SMU on Saturday. There's no number. Absolutely no number. And it's because of a lot of different things. I mean, 4 field goals in the second half in your home gym. If you're shooting like that at your home, which they've done a couple times, good luck on a neutral court.
Dude, what was good with that game?
It was disgusting. And I kind of felt, oh, God, we got
fuck the phony.
Dudes.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't believe it. Take that fucking hat off, Trent. God damn it.
Doesn't matter what sport, they're stealing your fucking.
Yeah, dude. They played like they forgot how to play basketball. Like they took edibles at halftime or some shit. I don't even know.
They did, and they had a really, I guess, scary kind of run to end the half, which I don't think it resulted in too many. But they're just turning the ball over. They literally the problem and why I say that is not just because talking about the TCU game, not just because they're bad or because they can't shoot or whatever. They Arizona State put the slightest bit of ball pressure on them, and they
lost it. They lost their minds.
The ball directly to Arizona State numerous times when nobody else was in the area. They're not going to be able, especially if Miles is back, Emmanuel Miller is back. They're not going to be able to handle anything from TCU's defense. They're not going to be able to shoot. They're not going to be able to handle any ball pressure. They're not going to be able to rebound. They're going to get destroyed in the paint. They're big men, no footwork, no physicality, no nothing. He's terrible, and they kind of exploited that. And yeah, my man.
Yeah, we're on the same page, brother. You know what to do.
Yeah,
you know what to do.
Absolutely. And give me TCU whatever the number is on Saturday.
Yep. Also, got to shout out Trace Jackson Davis.
Good
for a triple dub. Good for him. People in chat were bitching saying he dropped a triple-double last night. Nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it. There you go. Nobody talked about Justin Mutz when he got triple-double last year. That's all I'll say. Nobody gave a shit. All right?
Yeah.
But good for him. I mean, we know Trace Jackson Davis is a stud. We know he's a college basketball beast. We'll see how this game translates to the league. He's too small, in my opinion, and too soft. But in college basketball, works out great. Works out great.
Yeah.
Did I bring up how KD shit on Aaron Judge? I did not bring it up, but I love that video. That was awesome. If you guys didn't see that, they asked Kevin Durant about the Aaron Judge stuff because he's obviously on the Brooklyn Nets. And they were saying, I guess they were having some Yankees broadcast on after, and some chick asked him, what are your thoughts on the Aaron Judge signing with the Yankees? And he goes, yeah, I'm a Nationals fan. I really don't care about Aaron Judge at all. Awesome. I like Kevin Durant more every single day. I really do.
Love it.
I really do. Do I have a Pepperdine hat on? Lord J, you think I'm rocking a Pepperdine hat after what they did?
It's incredibly disrespectful.
I don't have any Pepperdine drip. I don't even know if that exists, first of all. Second of all, I would never put that anywhere near me. Okay?
Yeah.
There's only one piece of Pepperdine swag I think I'd put anywhere near my body, and it's Zoe 101 herself. So not any close. Not any close.
Speaking of a little legacy performance, talking about TJD, how about Nichols yesterday? Going in and
Nichols
almost coming so close to beating Texas Tech.
I mean, they score, dude.
They do. And that's the thing that kind of scared me, honestly, about their team this year, is because they're replacing – it's a completely different look of an offense with no Ty Gordon. But they've certainly figured it out, and they look really good. And both of them looking really good, and Texas Tech, it's kind of keeping on the path that I thought. I just don't think they're very good either. So I don't know. It's a lot of things there. I am very excited for Texas Tech, especially because the game's on the same day as the playoff, to come to Fort Worth and get bumped.
Oh, man. Chelly, we got fleeced, bro. We got fleeced. Oh, man.
Crazy.
If the squad ride doesn't hit, Jovan has to get braids. I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
You think that's fair? Bro, I mean, I would never put you through that, but if you want to take on that challenge, you go ahead. Yeah, shout out Nicholls State. Shout out Utah Valley last night. They actually came through and covered. Siena showed 0 heart. They flopped in the second half. Tulsa showed 0 heart. They flopped in the second half. Florida didn't have a lick of heart the whole game. SMU didn't have a lick of heart in the second half.
Yep.
Utah Valley won outright by 15 against BYU. Yeah. That was the fucking play of the day.
That was. That and the wild over was a good play. That was one. It's kind of unfolding in front of my eyes. I'm mad I didn't preach it a little more. Also great.
Towson, yes. Yeah. Good teams win, great teams cover. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Okay. Well, we want to talk a little bit more about CBB, any of these games, or you want to talk about NFL a little bit? You want to talk about some of these bowl games coming up? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we can talk about some of these bowl games because I think there's some very interesting matchups, to say the least.
Yo, Navy's minus 2.5 now.
Really?
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. And that total is going up. So, I mean, unless you live under a rock, you know that Army Navy's the standalone game on Saturday. I will be there, which is dope. And I will obviously be on Navy. That's a biased pick. I'll also be on the over. The under's hit, I think, the last 16 years in a row. I'll be on the over. The over's starting to come up. It went down to 31.5. Now it's creeping back up to 32.5, Jovan, showing heart. Yeah. And I don't know what the heck is going on with this spread, but it flipped plus 2.5 to minus 2.5 for Navy there. So that's huge. That's awesome. I feel like Navy always plays really well against Army, even when they're not supposed to win, just like last year when we were plus what were we last year? +7, and we won outright. So got to trust smarts, got to trust the brains, got to trust the better coaches here with the Naval Academy against Army. I'll be on them. I'll be on the over in that game in Philly on Saturday. Do you have thoughts on that game? I know I'm biased, so I think your opinion matters a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I'm certainly gonna have to be on Navy, I guess. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I hate backing them because I think, I guess in my brand at least, I think they're the better team. To be honest with you, I think they've played the better opponents and played better against those opponents. Like I haven't locked into too many Army games other than I think the one that we bet on with UConn.
Yep.
But other than that, I think this team is significantly more explosive at the least. They've shown it a couple different times. So I like Navy. I do like the move as well. So probably going to be on them. If I have the Stones take the over, maybe I'll take it for the vibes. But I do like the way that's moving too. And if, I'm betting on the more explosive team, so I think that's going to be how they're going to win the game. Put up some points.
Okay. Yeah, ever since Navy put in our line at QB, like the third or fourth QB they've tried to see, they've been trying QBs more often than the fucking Browns the last couple of years. Ever since they put him in about a month ago, it's been night and day. So, I hate buying good news and I hate, riding hot streaks like that. But this is just simply a different team and they figured it out. The total is higher than the Iowa-Kentucky bowl game.
Yeah.
So the only bowl game bet I have locked in right now is that under. In the game. I grabbed 32 right when it dropped. It's at 31.5. Look, bowl games are tough, guys, and I really don't recommend you guys betting on bowl games early.
Don't do
because we don't know who the fuck is playing. Transfer portal's weird.
Yeah.
I guarantee I'm just waiting for the first bowl game to get canceled because a school can't field a team because everyone left. I'm just waiting for it to happen. It's coming. But I'm on that under. That's the only bet I have locked in now. The only reason I bet it was because I knew I was going to take it anyways, and it's only going to go down, right? So that's where I'm at. Definitely no Will Levis in that game.
Yeah, and there is, I guess, this other side to it is kind of fair too. There is some value with uncertainty if you can pick your right spots. It's just if you're going to bet it early, just know what you're getting into, essentially.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you bet something and then find out the next day that the QB is not playing. Don't be shocked, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I wouldn't, if you're going to place bets early for bowl games, be smart, do your research. If you're following, news and stuff like that, great. Just don't put any, 5U plays on a game that's in 2 weeks. We just don't know. A lot could change. Okay. A lot could change. Yeah. People bringing up Iowa's not going to have a quarterback. Well, Iowa hasn't had a quarterback in years.
Exactly.
Doesn't even matter.
Whoa. We're not betting against the GOATs now, are we?
Wait a second. Wait a damn minute.
The GOATs now, are we?
Wait a goddamn minute.
Can't be having that. Okay. Chat. Unreal.
You want to do a little TCU check on that line?
I mean, it's still perched 7.5.
7.5. Are there any 8s even avail?
I don't see any. Or I see DraftKings. DK has one.
DK's got an 8 floating?
DK's got an 8 floating.
Damn, bro. Damn. I might need to hop on now, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just got to take it.
What are you waiting for, right?
Yeah. I mean, I locked it in. We talked about it. I locked in the 9.5 literally before the show was over.
Yep.
Before the selection show was even over. Second I dropped in the book. But I still, like, when above a touchdown, I don't think I see any difference. So
okay. All right. Yeah, and I'll be on the dogs in both games. I'll be on, not the Bulldogs, sorry, just the underdogs. I'll be on Ohio State plus 6.5. I'll be on TCU plus 7.5. I think both cover. I think Ohio State being plus 6.5 is interesting. I thought Georgia will be laying a little bit more here. I'll be honest with you.
Mods.
You want to talk
mods?
Yeah, who knows? He might not. Maybe he doesn't play. Who knows? Wouldn't that be something? He's playing, isn't he?
He's playing. Yes.
He's playing. Give me a break.
He's playing. He'll be in New York on Saturday. Everything's lining up. Be ready. Be ready.
I mean, what's even the point of making that trip? But that's
relax. There is. I think
he deserves to go. He deserves to go and be there. He deserves it.
There's an outside chance. I think like the legitimate kind of reasoning for it. We've seen it happen before. Is kind of the character thing, because they're very particular about the kind of character they want, and they're lucky Baker Mayfield kind of didn't unfold before this all happened. But I don't know. It's certainly interesting the way that Caleb
Mm.
Williams has been, I guess, presenting himself. It's probably not the smartest move from him.
He's going to win. He already won. Sorry, brother. He is a piece of shit and he paints his nails, but he's going to win.
Yeah,
He's going to win.
maybe.
Are there any other lines that are catching your eye for these bowl games?
I mean, this one is probably, I would think, very players playing dependent.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Very, very players playing dependent. But talking about Tulane, only plus 1.5 now, I think we're seeing against USC. I feel like it's a little short. And it opened a little short because I think maybe they knew that before we did. But it did get up to, I think, 2.5 in some places, and now it's back down. So that's probably one of my favorite ones for the bowl games. Obviously, this is one where I'm going to wait and kind of see exactly who's playing and who's not. But in a motivated team like Tulane, they haven't been there before. This is not a commonplace for them. Certainly going to be more up for a USC team, regardless of who's playing or not. So I'm certainly down to play Tulane. That is a line that is catching my eye. I will say that the Kansas State line, I'm locking that in right now as we speak, because that's starting to get down to 3.5.
No way.
Yeah, starting to get down to 3.5. And
dude,
that, like, we know, I'm pretty 100% certain that we all know there's going to be plenty of guys out for Bama, and I'm perfectly fine buying that.
Yeah.
Just because I'm cool with it. Kansas State is really good. I think they're going to be up for this game too. They're not, again, another team who hasn't really been there. Nick Saban came on and basically worked around a way of saying that they're not a good team. So sure. Yeah, they tried to. Nick Saban's whole thing is he doesn't talk about other teams, and they're saying that on Twitter, but he literally goes out and say they don't have any bad losses. Like
good bets, Bryce.
Yeah, I like those bets.
Good bets, Bryce.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you want to, you grab Kansas State now, and
grab them now. That's the
you're
one.
not going to get a bigger number on them. So grab them now, and if you want to hedge out, if you want to take Bama when they announce that everyone's not playing because they're sorry as shit and their butt hurt and they're whining and the whole world revolves around them and poor them, and they're all crying, they're not going to play, and then they move to a pick'em, then you can bet Bama pick'em and you can try to fuck that middle there for 3.5 points. Yeah. That's what I would recommend. And Kansas State's going to play literally everybody, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard anything officially, but, I mean, them Bulls are playing.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Bama.
Yeah. They ain't said anybody. But
yeah,
the one that I'm really mad I did not get in early on, because this is kind of one that I knew I was going to bet regardless as long as Klubnik was playing, is Clemson.
Ooh.
But we're seeing that line up to a touchdown now, which
holy smokes.
Still taking it. But okay. I really wish I got in early. It was sitting like 5 or 4.5 or something. But that one, I just think it's the game where you look at Clemson and you say, okay, this is next year with Klubnik running that offense. They're going to be the team that we've been used to seeing. So
yep,
I don't believe in Tennessee. I mean, the over may be simple, maybe square, but that's probably a good play, John. It's just I think they're going to run all over this team.
Okay. Damn, a lot of Bama fans in chat. You guys Yankees fans too? Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
They are. They're excited about the Judge news.
I'll be on Clemson as well, probably. That is getting fat, though. You can still get -7, -100, or +100.
Yeah.
On some books, which is fire. Okay.
Yeah. Wisconsin, this one is a pretty solid one, too. They're I think they're -3 now, but that's Oklahoma State has no roster. This is another kind of spot where I'm probably fine buying the bad news because Wisconsin, this is also the Jim Leonard game. So I'm perfectly fine with taking them. I think that's going to be an ugly wipe the floor game.
Okay. I go to Bama. I'm a Sox fan from Massachusetts. Okay, if you go to Bama, you can be a fan. That's fair. I'm addressing the other 90% of people in chat.
Yeah. And yes, I know it's the first game since the firing is what or not firing.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's always interesting when they give respect to, or who they choose to, let step away and who they choose to, who gets fired and shit like that. Depends on the organization, I guess.
Yeah.
If you don't live in Bama or have a friend that plays for Bama, get off the bandwagon. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Or if your family member went there, maybe you could still root for him. But I I don't understand how Trent can't hit them all, brother. Can't hit them all, brother. I think we're not going to fade Big Boy Edie anymore, though. Okay, he's too good. He's too good. He's too good, man. But all right, let's lock in some of these CBB plays. I'm definitely going to be on UMass. I'm going to be on Iowa. I'm going to be on Minnesota's. That's probably the crabby 3-pace on the CBB slate. Duquesne is looking at me funny as well. But I think Marshall has taken enough of my coins. I might be staying off that one, but stay posted. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we want to put in the squad ride today? I'm scared to even do it at this point. It's lost 5 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even scared just because of losing 5 in a row because I don't care what shoot we shoot. But this slate is so disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's filthy. It's gross. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I mean, mine would be the Sens money line. That would be my put in it.
No CBB, please. People yesterday were saying CBB, and I think now people are like, all right, well, this is cake right now.
Not even that. I mean, again, it's just I think it's more a product of the slate than anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to put in the Blues, ML?
Yeah. I mean, load it up on the ice. Load it up on the ice.
We could all people in chat are saying they want us to pick it. We could just start picking them, and I don't like that though. I like getting you guys involved. I like getting the votes. I like having it be collaborative. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, yeah, if you guys keep voting for losers, we might not have a goddamn choice. So let's fucking hit one here and let's get back on track. All right, chat? Let's hit one here. Let's get back on track. We got 500 people in here. Let's be smart and let's pick a winner. Okay. We'll put in St. Louis ML skis. You want to put in the Rams +7?
You can put in the Rams +7.
I'm hearing from reports that Trent is on the Rams today.
It's fine.
I don't think Trent's hit a primetime bet since Nam. So
now we changed.
He's due. He's due. All right. We'll put in the Rams as well. We got to put in some CBBs.
Yeah, I mean, what are you feeling the most?
I think we put in Iowa or Minnesota.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Okay. Out of those, probably like Minnesota a little more, just because don't really know how this line's going to play out come possible public announcement or whatever. That's my one concern. So we get on the wrong side of that.
Chat, what do you guys want? I see what you're saying, though. You're a little worried that, God forbid, they announce Chris Murray's going to play and that line moves back up and the kid's playing hurt and he plays like shit. That would suck.
That would suck, too, yeah.
That would suck. Chat, let me know what you guys want us to put in there. Go. Got some Iowas. Got some UMasses. UMass. Foster Moreau, anytime touchdown. Joey, you've got some cojones, brother.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind.
Okay. I think everyone put a different game in chat. Really appreciate that. Awesome. Do we want to keep it to 3 plays?
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to overreach.
All right. You want to put Minnesota +4.5 in?
We can put that in.
Okay. I mean, it's going to hit. It might be my favorite play today. If I knew what was going on with Chris Murray, I'd be more confident in Iowa right now, but I need to see how that plays out, gents. Right now, I know what's going on in this Michigan game, and I know that Minnesota is 100% the sharp side, and they're going to cover this game. So let's roll with that. We'll go 3 plays for the pool, or for the poll. We'll go St. Louis Blues ML, which is probably the grossest play we've ever had in a squad ride. We'll go Rams +7. That honestly is right there with it.
Yep. Right on
And how about Minnesota +4.5? That's also disgusting. So, all right. Utah should be in the
wait,
playoffs.
wait,
CJ, most overrated quarterback ever.
Utah. So wait, say the 3 plays again. What was the?
We've got St. Louis ML, the Blues.
Okay.
We've got the Rams +7, and we've got Minnesota +4.5.
Maybe, yeah. All right.
What do you gonna say?
I was gonna say put the Sens in there too, but it's already out.
It's already out.
We're getting votes.
We're getting votes. Go vote. Go. God damn, we got to hit one. While you guys are voting, first of all, if anybody's coming to the Army-Navy game on Saturday, let me know, okay? Would love to grab a beer with you. Beer's on me, if you can find my big ass. I'll also be up in Brooklyn for the College Basketball Hall of Fame Invitational. Okay.
Sure.
I want to go see Maryland and Tennessee play against each other, and I got to go see my Hokies as well. So I'll be up there. If anybody's going to be at those games, let me know. If anybody's trying to go and you're going to be in the Brooklyn area or you're going to be in Philly for the Saturday Army-Navy game, go get your tickets at SeatGeek. Use promo code, not promo code Krabs, use promo code BOOKIT. All right, for $20 off your tickets. I use SeatGeek to buy all my tickets. It's got a clean app, and that's where I bought my tickets for this weekend. All right. You load the ticket on there mobily, add it to your Apple Wallet, bada bing, bada boom. All right. It's 2022. Grow up, add shit to your Apple Wallet. Okay. SeatGeek, promo code, book it. All right.
Impeccable.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Impeccable
Work. We got votes coming in. We need more votes. Come on. Get these numbers up. I know you guys are listening. Going out after the Army-Navy game, 100%. 100%. Definitely a little scared to be going out in Philly. Not going to lie. So I need your guys' help. Let me know where we should go. Okay. We could post up somewhere and watch some games. All right.
Gotcha.
Bill God, I appreciate it. Got to get better at the corp reports.
Gotta improve. Gotta get better.
Yeah. Am I going to be any Caps games? Chaco, 100%, dude. 100%. I also might step over to the UCLA Maryland game next week in College Park. You see that game?
Ooh.
That should be a pretty good one.
That'd be an interesting one, yeah.
Yeah, Lance, is that what you're talking about, bro? Oh, you're talking about Xfinity Live. I will 100% be at Xfinity Live. Yes, I've been told that's the spot today. All right. MJ, I'm going to DM you, bro. You better meet me out at Xfinity Live. Okay? St. Louis is winning this poll. You guys are feeling real gross today, huh?
I love it.
You guys, they're digging for a winner. I love it too. That's what I voted for. And they just won. Look at that. Boom. We got St. Louis, the Blues, ML. Disgusting. That's the squad ride. All right. Am I a Maryland fan now or fading everyone? We'll have to see what that spread's at, brother. That'll decide if I'm a Maryland fan or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, B. Austin. They are covering. Grow up. Grow up. All right. Yeah, it's Commanders have a bye this week, so I don't got to watch us lose or tie or whatever. I can go and watch some CBBs live. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been peace.
Yeah, I wish we were playing the Terps so we could beat them and I could chirp all my friends.
Yeah, that would be nice.
VT with a legacy game last night. How about them Hokies?
How about them?
How about them Hokies? Did that over end up hitting or did that under hit? You know?
I think it depends on what line you got. I think it ended right on.
Let me look.
Like 126, 125. It was really close. The under hit.
Yeah, 126. It closed at 127.5. Because remember I texted you? I was like, yo, it's going up now.
Yeah,
what the hell? So the under did end up hitting. Okay.
Wild. That's absolutely wild.
Okay.
Absolutely wild.
Got to be the lamest catchphrase on Book It for the series of shows. Grow up. You got a better one, B-Dot? Let me know, brother. Let me know. All right.
But I'll tell you right here, this is not the only things I'll be on because they're just starting to load stuff up. But the two props that I will be putting in a two-piece right now, and I'll post this a little later, but Andrew Taylor under 18.5 points and Abdul Karim Koulibaly for UMass Lowell under 13.5 points.
Sure.
So once we see more bumps and more plays, I'll probably have more, but that's the two-piece with the stuff that's up right now. I'm putting in.
Okay. All right. You guys heard it here first. A little CBB two-piece under. Taylor and Abdul. Taylor under 18.5 and Abdul under 13.5. Sure you can.
Yeah.
Shelly's nuking the Raiders tonight. Shelly, what the hell, bro? Fan play? Oh, you're a fan of the team now after your crime last weekend? Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Although you should be rooting for your team, but you should not be betting on them today. You should not.
Can't believe he tried so hard to get him to bet on them last week, and he refused. Absolutely refused.
You know what happens when you bet on this team? The team doesn't come through. I was like, yeah, I know, dude, but why the hell are they a favorite today? Next thing you know, they're the fucking undefeated Patriots a couple years ago. Nope. Yeah, no, I'm concerned about this game tonight, though, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish it was Jeep 12. Sure you can. I really wish that Baker was not in the fold for this game.
I know that really screws everything up because I have no idea. Like realistically, it's so tough to read this game with question marks around him.
I'm hip. Damn, bro. What's the squad rides? It's the Grass's play on the board. You can go figure it out. Go find it. No, it's St. Louis Blues ML.
Blues.
Damn, bro. ESPN really put a picture of Larry Fitzgerald instead of Griner, or is that fake chat? Is that true?
That can't be real.
That cannot be real, bro.
Ain't no way.
That cannot be real. Rams QB can't throw 30 yards in the air. Well, Baker can throw 30 yards in the air. It's just not going to go where he wants it to go. But if that's true, bro, I'm geeking. There's no fucking way that happened, though. Wow. But, dude, shout out the fucking Hokies, man. Big win against Davidson. Maybe we'll get some fucking respect around these parts. If we beat Oklahoma State on Sunday, which we should, I don't really see how we're not ranked. I mean, give me a fucking break, dude.
Yeah, and just
I really don't.
Can we get some? Well, the one that kind of alerted us to the weirdness of the situation with the Blues was Fruity.
That is true.
Yeah.
Jelly, please tell me that you're not on the other side. Please, please, please. Please, please, please.
This one, best D-man out, top 3 forward out. Their backup goalie in. They just lost 4-0, and they're only minus 120.
You said nah, not touching. All right, that's fair. That's fine. As long as you're not on the other side. Krabs, how much are you throwing on the Lions this weekend? I've already thrown a rack on them. It's been deployed. We'll see if the units come home. Am I concerned that line's coming back? Yes, I am a little concerned. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't. You guys know I'm an honest man. Yeah, I'm scared shitless. Yeah. Lasers will be on the Krabs card. Potentially, yes, tonight they will be, barring any injuries. But gotta wait. Gotta wait. All right. Jovan, you got any plans tonight? You hitting the clubs?
No, I mean today's first dead day, so I am beat. I am relaxing. I am doing nothing.
Sure.
For slightly working on presentations for finals week next week. So, okay. I'll be chilling. I'll be in the lab. I'll be cooking. Wish there was a better couple days to cook and a lot more games, a lot better games, but it is what it is. Taking it easy.
Okay. He goes to TCU, chat. Grow up. Must be new here. That's okay.
You already know.
All right. And then when are you done? You done at end of next week?
Yeah. I got a presentation Monday, presentation Tuesday, and then the dreaded accounting final on Friday.
Oof. Well, good luck out there, soldier. You're going to need it.
I'll be in best. I'll be in best.
You're going to need it. Just get that damn piece of paper. All right, Beast?
Yep. Going to need it.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to get it.
All right, chats. Well, we had hella heads in here today. Really appreciate it. Wish there was more games today to talk about. They're just simply are not. Okay, where did I go to college? I went to VT. Graduated in 2020. Sure.
Yeah, not an accounting major. I just got to take the class.
Okay. Yes. Somebody's got to do it. All right. Yeah. Chat, happy Thursday. Let's hit some freaking bets tonight, and let's hit a goddamn squad ride. Okay? Let's hit a goddamn squad ride. You will not find a group of 600 people who are bigger St. Louis Blues fans than whoever's in chat right now. Okay? W's in chat. Good vibes. Let's fucking get back